Welcome to the Geeks and Ghosts podcast with myself, Mikey Shiraz, Season 2, Episode 1, in the new studio, the old studio, because we've got a budget now. We don't have a budget.
Sold out.
We don't have a budget really. We were just in Callum's room upstairs before. And now we're in the bar. But yes, this is Season 2, Episode 1. This week, my guest, he is the main man in Nosebleed. He's also the guitarist in Knife Club.
Yeah, and I do a bit of vocals. I have a little
singing
vocals.
Singing and guitar in Knife Club, and also best friends of Fred Durst.
My main man, Freddie Dean.
So, at this time, Eliott Verity, welcome to the Geeks and Ghosts podcast.
Hello.
Lovely to see you. Well, we're going to start, as always, we're going to talk about music, your life in music, you know, where you came from, where you're going, where you've been.
Right.
And then once we get the boring shit out of the way, we'll talk about ghosts.
Cool. Easy.
So, Eliott, how did you get your start in the world of music?
Right. So, if you want to go back to the very beginning, It was 2003.
Yeah.
Right. I've been dabbling with music, been listening to it, been listening to Limp Bizkit, obviously. Your Papa Roaches, your Slipknots. And then we were in Whitby, me and my dad and my mum.
The goth capital of the world.
The goth capital in the world. I was finding myself as a person. I was looking at all the fucking weirdos in the steampunk outfits and thought, yes, this is what I want. And we went in the Woolworths on Whitby beachfront, and my dad bought me AC/DC Stiff Upper Lip Live, the DVD.
Yep.
And I got home, I put it in the DVD player, and I saw that little fucking Scottish freak in his school uniform.
Yeah.
Dancing around. And I said, you know what, that's what I want to do. So I went into school next week, and I said to the music teacher, I was like, I want to learn how to play guitar. How do I get into that? And she said, you've got to speak to Mr. Storer. And Mr. Storer was a little man who came in every week and taught you guitar.
How little was he?
Oh, he was tiny. He'll have been about 5'3", maybe 5'2".
Yeah, it's pretty small. My mum, 4'10".
Well,
which is strange because I'm very tall.
Well, you are.
They call me Tall Mike.
Tall Mike, walking around Huddersfield. Yeah, there's Tall Mike.
There's Tall Mike. Yeah, you know, I didn't actually know I wasn't tall until about 5 years ago when I was talking to two bouncers. And I was like, they're massive, and they're like, how tall are you? And they were like 5'9". I was like, oh no, I'm tiny, up to the shoulder. But anyway, sorry. So the small man, Mr. Storer, he came in. He said, Eliott, you got to buy yourself a classical guitar. And I said, no, Mr. Storer, I want fucking SG like Angus Young. Yeah. And he said no. So I had to have a little classical guitar for about a year while I learnt it. And I remember the day he came in and said, you can ask your mum to get you an electric guitar now if you want. I was like, yes. I bought this right shit SG copy. Was it Squire or something?
It was Stag.
Stag? I don't know. Yeah.
And then got that for Christmas. And then didn't know how to play it. Even though it was, the same instrument I've been learning for a year. Just scared me until I went back to see Mr. Storer, and then he taught me how to play it. And then did that a few years and then started being in bands. What
was your first band?
First proper band were a band called Segregates. I've
booked Segregates. I didn't know you were in Segregates.
Yeah,
like, they love Motorhead.
Yeah.
You love Motorhead.
I love Motorhead.
How long were you in then?
We started in 2010 and we went till 2014.
Did you play for me when I had motor headache and they supported?
No, so that's when I left.
Yeah.
Well, it fell apart. Smell got really drunk, the singer. Got really drunk one night.
Disgusting.
And then we had an awful gig, and he said, right, that's it, band's over. So the band were over. So I went off into the ether to start my career. And then Smell reformed the band, and then they started going quite strong for a bit. Yeah. And then that'll be the lineup that you booked.
Yeah, because I booked Motorheadache, and then like we want this band to play. They also sound like Motorhead. Yeah. Good time. So where did you go from them?
Straight to Nosebleed.
Straight to Nosebleed?
Straight to the loving embrace of Nosebleed. It was my own loving embrace.
Yeah.
I just wanted to start my own band that I could tell people not to get pissed in.
Yeah. But, I was doing a bit of a stalk.
Right.
Because a stalk, that's what I do. I've got a record and shit. You weren't always at a Smart Dress Band.
No, for about 6 gigs, we weren't a Smart Dress Band. And then, I can't remember how we started wearing the suits. I think we were just, obviously we were ripping off the Hives.
Yep.
It's
a great band to rip off.
It's a Matter of public record now.
Yep.
I tried to deny it for a few years, but I've lent right into it.
Yep.
So I said, we should do that. They look like a band. So let's us look like a band. And then the suits came, and as soon as the suits came, everyone started paying attention to us.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was the suits. The suits is the secret.
Was Ben still in Acid Drop?
Ben was still doing Acid Drop. I was trying to stop that.
Yeah.
Because it I mean, I like Acid Drop, but, they were quite big. Mm-hmm. Well, relatively big. They were big for the scene. So he was always busy. Yeah. And I was like, I can't have this because I want to be always busy. Yeah. So made him sack Acid Drop off. And then he just died. Faded off into the...
Yeah.
Unremembered. No one knows. And then, that was when Nosebleed started taking off properly, when he stopped that nonsense.
Well, I remember the first time I saw you was we were playing together at Temple of Boom. You had a different drummer, it wasn't Dickie.
No, it was Chris.
No, he's called Glasses.
Glasses?
Because he wore glasses, didn't he?
He did wear glasses.
Yeah.
We always used to call him Turtle because his mouth went when he was
Can I just interject? Do you want to hear my turtle joke?
Go on.
2 turtles.
Yep.
Right? And they're in the rain, and one of the turtles turns to him and goes, I love it when it rains. And the other one goes, I hate it. If you're just listening and you're not watching this podcast, you won't get that joke because it's all about the face. You see. So you got rid of cigarettes. You made Ben Destroyers of a band.
Yep.
Because I know we played a few gigs of Acid Drop over the years. When he did the first Nicest Pie Festival.
Yeah. And
I remember he put us on as a headliner because we used to be popular. But this was a time when we were no longer popular.
35 years ago.
How very dare you. Yeah, something like that. But I remember turning up and Acid Drop were playing and the place was fucking rammed. And we'd already played a gig that day because, 2 gigs a day were badass. So we turned up and it's fucking rammed, it's wicked, yeah. Acid Drop finished. Everybody left. All that was left was some hippies and Eden the sound guy. And Eden the sound guy, this is how dead it was, sat skateboarding around the room while he was doing our sound. And there's this guy at the front. You remember the band? Oh, what they called? Suoooockers.
Yeah.
Matt Gaz's band. Their old bassist was at the front. He kept on bending over and opening his ass. So I was like, So I went jokingly, went forward, my finger went straight up his arsehole. like up there completely, and I pulled it out. I was like, oh, I don't know what to do, and I could smell it. So I turned to Tim, and I don't know what I was thinking. I wiped it on his face.
Oh no!
And Tim was looking at me like, the fuck was that? I was like, when you fucked up, and he's just all the way through, he's just walking up to me, spat at me first. I was like, oh no.
Well, I mean, you did wipe shit on his face.
Yeah, so. And he was like, it wasn't shit, it was just a very sweaty arse. So there was no brown sound.
No, but if you've gone.
Oh man, it was awful. But yeah, Tim all the way through was like, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you after this gig. I'm like, oh shit. So he got through the gig, and Tim stomped straight into the dressing room, and his old drummer was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm going to go in the dressing room and talk to him. And he was like, don't, he's going to hit you. I was like, I think I deserve it. So I walked in, and I was like, I'm really sorry, Tim. He's just like, fuck off. I don't want to talk to you. Stormed out into the night. Next day he phoned me going, saying, sorry, I kicked off last night. I was like, I'm sorry I put a guy's ass on your face. But, oh man, it stank. So fuck Acid Drop.
You couldn't get away with that nowadays.
No, it was all his fault. But anyway, yeah. So you've been doing Nosebleed for quite a few years now. You've got quite popular over the years.
Well, we try, yeah.
Yeah. So I know, You've played Rebellion.
Yes.
Any thoughts?
I've got many thoughts.
I don't know about you. What have you done? Any other festivals?
Oh, we've done loads.
What's been your favourite festival?
I realised that wasn't a good podcast answer. That just going, yeah, we have.
Yeah, nice one. And thanks for joining us this week. We'll see you next time.
What have we done? We've done Boomtown.
I've never done Boomtown.
Boomtown's very fun because it's just a load of people who are off the fucking faces and don't really care about what they're watching. Yeah. So if it's energetic, they'll fucking go for it.
I think the food of choice at Boomtown's ketamine in it.
Yeah, it's very, very fucking shardy.
Yeah. But they have some good lineups.
They have got some really good lineups, yeah.
Who played the year you were there?
Who was there the year we were there? Was that Limp Bizkit year? Was
it when it proper rained all over the stage and stuff?
I think one of the years was Limp Bizkit year, but I didn't get to see him because I had to go.
Why?
Because it was on a different day.
Oh dear! I hate it when that happens. But you're doing quite a few of the earache stages, aren't you?
Yeah, so we done Kendall for earache. We did the best one. We did Camp Festival for earache. Yeah. Now, Camp Festival is
Isle of Wight.
It used to be Isle of Wight, and now it's moved to Dorset. And so there's Festival and Camp Festival. Festival tanked because they moved it to Dorset, and then it was too close to Boomtown the week after Boomtown.
Right, yeah,
Everyone just stopped going.
Yeah.
But Camp Festival's like the kiddies festival, and it's like you bring your 5 and 6 year olds and you get them acclimatised to going to a festival. It's
awesome.
Propaganda for children.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's this kids festival. There's fucking Dick and Dom's playing.
No way. I've got a Dick and Dom story. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell, but carry on. Yeah.
The S Clubs are playing. Stuff like that. Like
Wicked.
Real kids bands.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Earache have got a stage.
Weird.
Just for an afternoon. And it's us. It's Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons.
Which I bet you loved.
Oh, I was stood side the stage. And I was just talking to his sound. He's like guitar tech.
He's a lovely fellow, that guy.
He's so nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, going, did he use this in Motorhead? And he was like, yeah. He said, can I have a look at it? He said, yeah. He showed me it and he went, you can't touch it. And he put that down and then swapped it out and another one came back and went, did he use that in Motorhead? I went, yeah. Can I have a look at it? Went, yeah. You can't touch it. So I went myself. So it was Phil Campbell and Bastard Sons, Lawnmower Death.
Wicked.
Diamond Dead.
Amazing.
And then headlining with Napalm Death.
Strong. A strong lineup.
So there's all these kids running around all afternoon. And it's brilliant. They're all having fun because they genuinely don't care. Like, it's just kids and it's energetic. And Napalm Death go on. And they're doing Napalm Death. And there's these kids doing fucking circle pits and everything. And it's amazing. And he stops halfway through this old band and he goes, yeah, I know this is weird. Because he's looking at all parents stood at the back just going, what's going on? He's like, I know this is weird. But yeah, that were incredible.
Did you get to chat to Napalm Death?
I did.
Nice.
All lovely guys.
I'd love to book them.
You should have them.
I'd love it.
Imagine Napalm Death at the parish.
It'd be nuts, wouldn't it?
Imagine putting them on in the dive bar.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Just 80 people, just like that'd be freaking great.
It wouldn't be financially viable.
No. I think my boss would be really upset with me, to be honest. You know.
Say, look, you can come play on the main stage. We'll pay you a load of money.
Yeah.
But just do a set downstairs.
I'll give you 50 quid pasta bake and some carling. Oh no, we're posh now. We give them Red Stripe. yeah, going up and on. But Knife Club, tell us about this.
Knife Club is possibly the worst idea I've ever had.
Is it your idea?
Yeah. Me and my mate Dan. It's really fun.
Yeah.
And I love it, and it's great. But financially and logistically, it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Because
it's me in Leeds, Andy and Big Hands, who used to be in Revenge Psychotronic Man.
Great band.
And Kim from Manchester.
Yeah.
Zoe, who lives in Ipswich. Then Dan and Tanner, who are in Haste, who live in Hastings.
Yeah.
And we've only practiced together as a band, as a full band, 6 times.
I was going to say, how do you practice? Where do you practice?
So mostly I practice with Andy and Big Hands in Manchester.
Yeah.
And then we go, this is the set we've practiced, can everyone just learn it? And we just turn up at venues when we booked. Mm-hmm. And hope it goes well.
I mean, you created some really good hype with that band.
Yeah,
the whole mystery, who's in this band, and
that was whose idea? That was like Andy and Bev from TNS's idea.
Yeah.
They always wanted to try it apparently, and said this was the perfect project to try it.
I totally fell for it.
Everyone did.
Yeah, I mean, I was booking. I don't know who you are, but I'd like to book you.
Everyone got so pissed off as well. There were like people slagging us off online. Like, first thing that was announced was it's Knife Club, and you get a load of people going, "Oh, with the knife crime epidemic in this country, it's a bit insensitive." And like, so we went, okay, that's fine. And then we got booked on Rebellion, and then we got booked on a Scandinavian tour, and then we got booked MPF.
Mm-hmm.
And something else. All these like really good gigs.
Yeah.
And the people going, no one knows who's in this band and you've not recorded any music and it's an outrage.
It's disgusting.
And people were genuinely annoyed. So we're just sitting looking at all these comments. Like people that we're apparently quite good friends with, just like fucking ripping into us.
Really?
And all having a proper laugh about it. I said what we should do for our first gig is get a backdrop and do screen prints of all these comments with people's names on them and just put them up as the backdrop.
That would be amazing.
That idea was vetoed.
Why, man? Cause shit every chance you get.
and then it all got announced who we were, and like, it's when I was still on Facebook. People genuinely deleted me on Facebook when they found out.
Really?
Yeah.
Names? Who deleted you?
Should we do names?
Yeah.
I don't think we should do.
You know, tell us after.
I'll tell you.
I'll tell you Dick and Dom story as well.
What can you do?
I don't know. Barman, can I tell a Dick and Dom story? Will I get?
Is it libelous?
Yes. Well, I'll cut those. Yeah, it's really. Right. If I tell this story, nobody tell Dick and Dom about that. I told this story because I'll be in trouble and my big brother will be really mad. So my brother...
I can cut it out if you need to.
No, we're too far in now, man. So my brother used to run Joseph's Well.
Yep.
And he lived with a bunch of guys and he used to have the best parties. A lot of weird shit happened at these parties. There's a great egg story as well. But one of them, Dick or Dom, were at this party. And he was merry. He'd been drinking. And my brother said he walked into the kitchen and I think it was Dom or Dick, one of them, was over in a bin where they had peelings from a potato, whacking off going, I'm fucking a potato. Bogies.
Well, the good news is it's not libelous.
Is that alright?
Because it happened.
Yeah, but he could say it didn't happen.
Yeah, but then, if he was to get you in trouble and if he was to take you to court, he'd have to prove that it didn't happen.
This is also not live. I can just cut it out.
No, it needs to stay in, man.
Okay.
How can you prove it? Just put some potato peels in front of him and go, how do you find these? He's like, oh.
If anything, what you need to do is get on like Fiverr.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And hire someone to animate it for you.
Thank you. That's a great idea. Yeah.
Fruity.
Yeah. I'll tell you the egg story afterwards because I don't want to upset my brother too much because I've told that story and I shouldn't have done really. But some good stuff happened in Leeds, man. I'll never forget those days. Like when we first moved to Leeds and I went over with him to live in Joseph. I did live in Joseph's Well because we didn't have an house. Just sleeping on seats and shit. Good times. But anyway, yeah. So people were pissed off. Some people deleted you.
Some people deleted me.
Who you'll tell me about afterwards.
I will tell you about afterwards. You know them.
Do I?
Yeah.
Do I know well?
You'll go. That makes sense.
Oh, really? Yeah. I just don't understand why people were pissed off.
It's because
what did they expect?
Certain people
Yeah.
were a bit annoyed that we'd got all these good gigs and they'd been trying for a while to get good gigs like that, even though they had played good gigs like that.
Yeah.
And then, I think people just like to be annoyed.
Yeah, I think they do. Like you say, you're not on Facebook anymore, probably because of that.
Yeah.
I am on Facebook because of that. I freaking love it. I do. I love it. Just like, oh, this happened. And like, messaging my mates. Like, someone, a certain singer-songwriter put up a ridiculous post last week. So I messaged Tilston straight away after that going, have you seen this? And then messaged Summers going, have you seen this? Like, oh yeah, I have. Great, isn't it?
Yeah, well, so I've still got to have a secret Facebook, so I can run the Nosebleed Facebook, but it's like top secret. Can't find it. I've got no friends on there. I don't do anything on there.
Yeah.
And because I've got no interactions, I don't look at anything. Facebook, because obviously it's all fucking algorithm.
Yeah.
And they're like, we need to make him use this app. So they just throw me any old random shit, just hoping that something will catch my attention. So I get like random posts from like newspapers in fucking South Wales, and like they'll do like a ridiculous story about fucking man shatting Aldi.
Yeah.
And then the comments underneath there, oh, it's horrendous.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't even know these people and I want to come off Facebook because of them.
Yeah, there's a one like called Yorkshire Live, and I had to stop following that page because I just found myself in lockdown arguing with idiots constantly and having a really good time. But I was like, this is taking up far too much of my time.
We got a game in the van sometimes. Ben will go through the Leeds Live page and he'll say, is this a real Leeds Live story? And he'll say something, and you've got to guess whether it's a real Leeds Live story. Or what he'll do is he'll go, I'll give you the theme, guess the headline.
Yeah.
And he'll like, fish and chips. So you go, oh, woman 26 finds dead frog in a fish and chips. And he's like, no, man 31 assaulted with a fish and chips. I'm like, fucking hell.
Genius. Dude, but we're going up, yeah. So, yeah, you're not doing that. We did the knife club. Back to Nosebleed, because that's your bread and butter. That's your beast.
It's my little baby.
Yeah, so when you set that up, and what was your thinking behind the sort of music you're going to do? Is it just like, I really like this sort of music, or?
Yeah, because I'd grown up listening to sort of like rock and roll.
Yeah.
And like obviously all my sort of classic rock stuff, and then Motorhead obviously.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do something that wasn't a punk band, because I'd been in segregates for years, which were, even though we copied Motorhead, they were a punk band.
Yeah.
So, you know, we'd turn up to these gigs and everyone would be talking about these bands that I didn't know anything about. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to start my own thing. I'll do it how I want to do it. So put an advert up on joinmyband.com.
Oh, you did it old school.
Did it old school. And we got Glasses, Chris.
Glasses, yeah.
Turtle.
How do you want to read?
And it was just me and him for a couple of months. And so Chris were a jazz drummer. So when I said I wanted to do something a bit more, you know, up tempo and fast, he was like, "Yeah, I love that. I'm gonna have to learn how to play like that." So
They want to use
yeah, like incredible drummer, just a bit slow.
Yeah.
For what I wanted, but you know, taught him, and then we did a few practices with this Welsh lad who turned up. Like, he was on Join My Band. He said, "Oh, I'd love to join a band. I'm a bassist." And I said to Chris, "Oh, yes, got it. Got a bassist. We can be a proper band." And this fella turned up. He's got a 7-string bass.
Oh dear.
And he plugs it in, and we go, right, we got some songs that we've been working on. So this one, it starts in B, it does this and this. Yeah. And you go, yeah, got it. Play the riff. You go, yeah, cool. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3. Doom. We'd finish the song, and we both sort of look at him and go, okay, but maybe try. And he go, "Don't you worry, lads. I got you. I know what you want. All right, 1, 2, 3. So we did 2 practices with him, and then it wasn't happening.
Yeah. I mean, it's far too many strings for a start.
It's too many for a bass. And then we got, because Chris had lived with Ben, so he said, "Well, I know Ben. I've got a bass. Maybe Ben can just stand in for a bit until we find someone." So Ben said, "You know what? Yeah, I'll give you 6 months while you find someone. But Acid Drop's going to be doing stuff." And then he joined and fucking loved it, and I destroyed Acid Drop.
I love how happy you were about destroyed Acid Drop. And any of those guys in band since?
Steve were in fucking Glorious.
Oh, yeah. Are they still good?
No, I think they've stopped now.
Yeah.
And then Steve... I think Steve tried to start somewhere. Mm-hmm. And then got together... I can't remember what happened. I think there was a wrong involved somewhere.
There's always a wrong involved, man.
I don't know.
So, yeah, you destroyed the band and all their musical careers.
Yeah. 8 years of acid drop. Just...
Gone overnight.
2 months of Eliott Verity.
Excellent work. But yeah, and Ben's still there to this day.
Ben is still there to this day.
Lovely lad. Lovely lad. Lovely lad. I like his dad as well. His dad's
a lot better than he is.
Oh, yeah.
His dad came up to me once. And he said, he were after a gig, he'd had a drink. And he grabbed me by the shoulders. And Ben was stood next to me and went, Eliott, you're the son I never had.
Oh my God.
And to this day, I won't let him run it.
Has he ever drawn you with a big head?
Yeah, he's drawn me a big head.
It?
He needs an updated one now because I've grown my hair a bit and put on a bit more weight.
Yeah, it's getting long.
I've got a different suit now.
You do? How many different suits have you had in the band?
So we had red.
Was that the first one?
Yeah. White. Blue.
Mm-hmm. I remember the blue.
Black. We had black for a long time. Mm-hmm. And then we've gone back to red now.
Yeah, the new one's beautiful.
Very nice, very tight though.
Yeah, but you see, are they expensive, these suits?
Well, you know, they're not like, it's not like we're spending 500 quid.
Yeah.
You're spending enough to go,
oof. That you can wear it to a wedding or a funeral.
Yeah. But you won't want to because they fucking stink.
I mean, and you always look so dapper when you come on stage, and within 3 songs, tops, it's all gone.
Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah, I bet,
Yeah, it's hot. And as I've said, because these new ones are quite tight, it's quite constricted now. And I keep saying, every time we do a gig, I'm going to lose some weight, mate, and then something will happen, and I'll do my knee, or I'll get a tattoo, or something, and I can't exercise, and then we'll turn up to the gig, and I just go, oh, fuck, I hate this.
But it looks, like you say, it looks good. It makes people take notice and shit like that, and like I noticed it straight away, man. I was like, they're wearing suits, they're matching, and that's very good.
And look at us now.
And look at you now.
Just every few months, Mike, I need a fucking gig.
Sorry, pal, don't break your knee this time. Because you were my first actual gig that I put on after lockdown where a crowd was allowed to stand up.
Yes. We were going to do a seated one for you, weren't we?
Yeah.
And then we thought, no.
You did an empty venue session for me as well during lockdown.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was good fun. I enjoyed doing those.
you were hammered at the end of it.
Yeah, I was drinking lots of Prosecco. I got ID'd as well in B&M by my Prosecco, and it was like, I was never been so fucking happy. My brother was in the line on the other one, and like doing, have you got any ID? I was like, no. And Cal's at the other, Cal, they're IDing me. He's like, no way. I go, well, we can't serve you. I was like, that's fine. I don't give a shit. Yeah, cool. Cal, buy us this. He came round and bought it for us and stuff like that. But yeah, it was good. I mean, I remember that gig well, the start of it.
I was going to say, because we had loads of people watching, and we were getting messages going, Mike's a bit pissed, isn't he, when you were doing Q&A at the end? You know, the one bit you actually needed to talk to us.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it was lockdown. I needed to get out of the house. And,
it was weird, wasn't it?
It was a weird time. But also, you know, I look back and kind of missed the nice weather that we had.
Oh, beautiful.
Lovely times.
Did some walking, did a lot of drinking.
Did a lot of walking. My dog was so happy. Like 50 miles a day. He's like, this is great. I'm like, yes, it's all I can do.
Don't get used to it.
Lockdown finished. Stay. Open back door. Great gas. That's not true. You went to work?
Yeah, I had to go to work.
Oh.
The whole time.
Well, you are a doctor.
I got COVID 2 weeks after you can't get off of work anymore.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
See, I didn't get COVID till everything was back open again, and then I lost my smell and taste for like 6 hours, and that were it. But I had to stay at home, so I just watched loads of 80s films.
Yeah.
What I can say is, Mannequin still stands up.
Yeah.
Soul Man
does not stand up.
Does not stand up. A lot of controversy there. A lot of controversy.
There's a lot. I don't see. This is the thing. So you go back and watch all these old films that were fucking great.
Yeah.
All of them awful.
Remember Revenge of the Nerds?
Yeah.
Like, has a mask on, pretty much just rapes that woman.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And then Soul Man is just What were they thinking? You know, there's no way you can remake that either. It's like, should we do Soul Man? No.
This is even innocent. What did I watch the other week? One of the Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yeah. Oh God, Mickey Rooney and that.
Mickey Rooney's just. He's just dressed up as a Chinese man.
Yeah, really doing a stereotypical.
Doing the accent.
Yeah, with the teeth and everything.
With the teeth, awful.
Yeah. It's like, I can do a really good Nelson Mandela impression, but I won't do. But the thing is, it's.
They could dumb way, right?
Yeah, but it's really good. I mean, if you listen to Nelson Mandela and then I do it, you're like, that's exact. Yeah, that's perfect. But I won't do it.
No, I think it's
after podcast. But anyway, we're back up again. So you've just released a new album with Nosebleed.
Yes.
Called
Dance with the Devil.
Recorded by
Andy Hawkins.
The Hawk Lord.
The Hawk Lord. The fucking mad doctor, mad professor of rock and roll.
He did
your album.
He did.
Well,
yeah, he did our album and the EP before that. And like, I hate recording, but with him, it's a fucking joy.
Yeah,
just like with me.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. He's like never seen a man who drinks as much tea.
No, 20, 30 teas
In
at
his
least.
Giant Sports
in a
Direct.
Sports Direct mug.
But yeah, and he was in Midget in the 90s.
Well, he was in the Damned for about half hour.
Was it? He was in
it were more than half hour. I think he did a few gigs for him.
He was in Mr. Shiraz for half hour, spotting Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons because Tori couldn't make it. She got COVID and he didn't practice with us. He didn't come sound check. He turned up 15 minutes before we were due on stage. All Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons crew were like, Andy! Everyone knew him.
Yep.
Came on stage and were like, you might not know Andy Hawkins, but he's a quiet man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, what's he going to be like on stage? Played the set perfect and was a maniac from the first note. Went fucking crazy.
Have you ever seen his band?
I've never seen him live. I've seen videos.
Oh, so me and Ben have been to see his band a few times. Andy, if you're watching, this is a big plug for your band.
Well, he's coming on the podcast soon. He's desperate to get on.
In which case, forget this, Andy. I'm not giving you any free promo. You can do that yourself. But me and Ben have been to see him in like loads of tiny little pubs, and he's fucking wild. Like, and because they're all fucking amazing musicians as well. Like,
well, didn't the guitarist play on your album?
Yeah, Q did a bit of guitar on the album. Andy played on a lot of the album as well.
He always does.
Yeah.
When I was recording vocals, I'd go in and he'd be playing like one of the lead lines for one of our songs. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I can just do it tighter. Because he's a quiet man, but ego.
Well, this is it. I mean, he
but with good reason.
He got to the point with ours where, because he helps us write as well. We're like writing there, so he's like, all right, you can add this. And you go, right, cool, teach me that, and you'll do it a bit. And you go, right, I've got it, I can record it. Sometimes he'll teach you a bit, and he goes, to Andy the guitar, and you go, you just do that, Andy. That's for you, that one.
But a great man, and the album sounds ace.
Yeah, we're really fucking proud of it. Really.
Out on TNS Records.
Out on TNS Records.
Like the first single you dropped from it, which you did the video for, was called
Make Up Your Mind.
Yeah, like that didn't follow the usual Nosebleed formula, I'll say.
No, and there's a few songs on that album that don't, that we've really changed it up for. So when we were coming to think, what's the first single going to be? We just go, should we just put this one out and just really confuse people?
Yeah.
And like people loved it. And,
I loved it.
We play it live all the time now because it's like we put it out and one of them we thought, we won't play this live. It'll just be an album track. And then we played it live a few times and people really fucking got it.
It's huge. It's got like some sort of like Nick Cave vibes in there and all sorts of really good shit. But I remember like when you'd record that album, because it took you a while to get it released.
Yeah.
But it's out on TNS Records, but you sat on it for a while because I remember you sending it me after you'd recorded it saying, "Don't talk rest of the band, but here's a new album."
It's horrible. They were both doing that. There's probably about 300 people that heard that.
2 days later, Ben Hanna sent it me and went, "Don't talk rest of them, but here's the album." I was like, "Oh, Dickie never sent it me." No, but I don't think he goes online or anything.
He barely has a phone at times. He's like
lovely boy.
He's so hard to get hold of. he's pissed off into the fucking countryside now, so he lives on the outskirts of York in the middle of fucking nowhere, and it's so hard to get in. And like he's added an hour on to each side of every gig, so you've got to take him home.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's got to sleep at your house, and then the next day it's, it's going to take me 2 hours to get home on the train.
I'll drive you.
I'll fucking drive you. So he's like, bless him, like, he's obviously one of my best mates, but I fucking hate him sometimes.
So, he was in Benson before he was in Nosebleed.
He was in Benson.
Did you destroy Benson?
I didn't destroy, but Benson destroyed themselves.
Benson were a great band, though.
yeah, Benson. I think Benson stopped a long time before Nosebleed.
Yeah.
Not a long time, but a long time before Dickie joined, at least. Because to be fair, I'd not heard of them. Different sort of scene.
Yeah. They had some right tunes.
Well, yeah, they did. I remember when Dickie joined and we were talking. I can't remember who I was talking to. They said, who's your new drummer? I said, he's Dickie. Used to be in a band called Benson. And he just looked at me and went, Benson, Chavrock. And that was all he said. Bear in mind, I'd only met Dickie once at this point. I was like, I wonder what he means by that. Is Dickie going to be a liability? But we turned up, and Dickie were going to move to Brazil before he joined us.
With that skin, he would have died.
He fucking loves Brazil.
Does he?
Yeah, he's mental for Brazil. And he said, right, I'm moving to Brazil, so I'll join for a bit, but I can't promise you.
Yeah.
So we're like, fuck, we can't go through another drummer. So we booked a European tour. We got ourselves on Boomtown, a few festivals, did loads of really cool stuff. I was like, this is what you could have.
Yeah.
And he went, all right, fuck it, I'll stay then. And we did a year of just doing really good gigs and then got back to normal. And we're like, I tricked you. This is what it's like. It's shit.
We did the exact same thing to Tim, his guitarist. Like I said, we used to be popular. And his first gig, we needed a second guitarist. It's when we had the brass section and shit. And we got Tim to do it. His first gig, sold out gig, Concord 2 in Brighton.
Yes.
So it's like, this is a beauty, because it was just going to be the one gig. He was like, yeah, I'd like to join. I'm like, you're in the band. He's like, sending pictures to his mate going, this is my life now. I'm in a big band, rah, rah, rah. He's like, yeah, nice one, Tim. And then now we're playing in Stoke to 2 people. 2 of them. Yeah, and he's been in now for 18 years.
So. He's stuck with it.
Yeah. And all the rest of them have left.
Well, yeah.
But Tim stays. I love Tim, he's a good lad.
You've been going too long, Mikey.
Shh. I remember years ago, when Fonts was still in the band, we thought about changing his name.
Right.
And when you're trying to think of a band name, you come up with some shit.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that people came up with. Robert's old drummer wanted to call it Tower of Spite.
Tower of Spite?
Yeah.
Awful.
Even worse, Fonts' old guitarist, he got quite into the noughties emo scene.
Right.
And he's like, I've got the name. Going, what is it? He normally comes up with something good. He's like going, oh golly, ! High school reunion. Yeah, mate. Yeah. And then we were almost called, oh God, I've never been so close to quitting a band. And then after that was Article 23, because that's the right to party.
Okay.
And then I remember going on
still a bad name.
Yeah. Leeds music scene at the time. Before I went going, think about changing his name. Do you think it's a good idea? And then some people going, well, maybe it's not the name that's a problem. Maybe you should just fucking quit. 20 odd years later, pal, still here.
Still here.
Oh God.
I had some right good names for Nosebleed. There was some shit. Ben said Badassmatics for a bit, which is shit, but quite cool.
Would it be like Bad Ass-matics?
I think that's what he wanted to do, and I was
Sick.
like, I'm not putting badass
Yeah.
in the thing. Hot nostril.
I like it. So still around the nose area.
Yeah. My favourite one, and I still want to do a band, El Nombre and the Hard Equations.
Like it.
Yeah. That was that little fucking Mexican rat. Do you remember?
Yeah. That's a good name.
El Nombre and the Hard Equations. And then Dickie joined. Dickie's got some great band names. He's got 2. that he's wanted to use for a while, and one of them's Terra Pony.
I like it.
And one of them's Super Beige.
Super Beige is a good name
That's
too.
Fucking amazing, isn't it?
You did a good decision hiring him.
Yeah, because they're technically my property now.
Like your band members are your property too. And you will end them in a second. So what's coming up this year for Nosebleed?
This year we've got a bit of a quiet spell now.
Yeah.
We've got some good stuff to announce in the summer that we're not allowed to announce yet.
Tell me.
We've been rebooked for one of the festivals. That's all I'm allowed to tell you, legally.
Boomtown Festival.
Yeah, it's one of the festivals.
Rebellion.
One of the list of festivals. Rebellion won't have us back, I don't think.
Yeah, it's fine.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll find out afterwards.
I'll keep the mystery.
Rebellion won't have you back?
I don't think so.
Well, they haven't had us back since 2007. Every year I'm like, come on, this time it's the same shit every year. And I've seen some of the bands you put on.
Racists.
The racist bell's going. Some of the bands that they put on, I'm just like, but they're dog shit, mate. Like, proper dog shit.
Well, this sort of thing, when we did the introducing stage, and we had that room filled, like to the rafters, and we were playing, who was on after us? Rotten Foxes. Do you remember Rotten Foxes?
No.
They were out for a couple of years, until just before the lockdown, and then Stocks, one of them moved to Canada. But they brought fucking Charlie Harper to come see us, and he liked it.
No way.
And it was great. Not one person in charge of organising anything to do with that festival saw that set. And we've subsequently not been asked back.
But I think we haven't been asked back because they did watch our set. We were first time we've ever been booked for it. Empress Ballroom.
Nice.
11 in the morning.
What era of Shiraz was this?
Brass.
Brass era.
Yeah.
Brass era
yeah,
Shiraz.
7-piece Shiraz. Just before they'd all left, but it was like, ooh, Empress Ballroom, big fucking room. I mean, what must that room hold?
Empress Ballroom would it be 1,000?
Easy, maybe more.
1,500? Between 1,000 and 1,500.
Yeah. There was a big ass room, and like night before we're watching all these bands in there. Like, wow, this is gonna be cool. We're on tomorrow at 11 a.m. Not the best time, but it'll be cool. You know, there's bound to be people here. Played to about 20 people, and because the room was that empty, it was bouncing.
Oh, you could tell.
Bouncing back and forth. You know, it's like there's a band called Introspect from California. And I was friends with them, so they came to watch us. So it was the first time they'd seen us. I was kind of embarrassed. You know, just there going, oh, this isn't good. Everything's bouncing, couldn't hear shit. And then, they just never asked us back. I'd love to have done that introducing stage.
That introducing stage is quite cool. Like there's a fucking video of us doing that, and we played about 3 songs, and then all the lights changed, and obviously someone had forgotten to just put any of the fucking lights on.
Yeah.
So we're just playing in like just a sunny room for about 3 songs, then all of a sudden it all gets dark and there's like red and blue flashing lights.
Oh,
it's
now
like
it's on.
It's like a normal gig, but it comes halfway through the 3rd song and you're like, you lazy bastards.
All you had to do was that.
Because there were bands on before us.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they were playing just to...
Oh dear. So you're not going this year?
No.
No. So you've got new albums out. You got a lot coming up. You're going to announce a festival. You got Europe coming up.
Got Europe in September. And we're trying to do a UK tour in October as well.
Yep.
Well, we talked about it.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much booking it to us in my head. Yeah.
So hopefully busy towards the end of this year, and then next year is 10 years of Nosebleed.
Ooh.
So we're going to go big.
What are you going to do? New suit?
New suits.
Elvis gold jackets.
What could do?
Gold suit, gold velour.
Gold fucking sequin.
That'd be fucking nice. I like it. Yeah.
So I've got some ideas.
Yeah.
I've got all the branding for it. So
Yeah, well, that's important.
I've drawn the art of it.
Yeah.
But it's just putting stuff to that art.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, you are a great artist. That big part of your life than your artwork.
Yeah, I'm no. It's one of them things because I tried to do it properly for a bit and be like, I'll do your art for your band. And pushed it out and no one cared. And I thought, you know what, I'll try and make it a brand. And I did some t-shirts and I sold one lot of t-shirts. They went really well.
Yeah.
Did another lot of t-shirts. No one gave a shit.
People are scumbags, man.
So then I've changed it now. And like my old Instagram page, I've just put, I don't even know what this page is. And I just put up pictures that I've drawn that I like. And I'll do the odd t-shirt or whatever for people, but I do it for me. It's for me.
For you.
It's for me.
But you want other people to buy it.
Yeah, I like it when people look.
Yes, yeah. I love it when people buy my art. I
started drawing, because you did the same.
Yeah.
I've started drawing stupid ones of celebrities. So you did that live loaf, laugh loaf.
yeah.
And I did a ghost one for the song. Call Me Little Sunshine, of him like proper 80s lying on the bed kicking his feet.
Sweet.
And this is where the people love that shit.
They do love that shit. I've sold a few cups and t-shirts.
Have you?
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. But I did those tarot cards the other year, like based on films, and that did really well.
Yeah.
But I was selling them on Etsy, and like the first few months, I was wicked at sending it all out. Like, yes, it's making money. Then eventually, I was like, I've got to go to the post office again. So I just had to start refunding people.
I mean, I do the same with fucking Nosebleed merch. We'll do a load of merch.
Yeah.
And then people buy it. That's the issue.
That is the issue.
You design a t-shirt and it's dead nice.
Yeah.
And then the t-shirt's coming and go, I get round to that, and it's about 3 weeks later and people go, I haven't got it yet. And I go, oh, sorry, I haven't sent it. I'll send it now. The worst thing is, though, because I've done a few of those.
Have you not done the whole, I sent it, that's weird. Look, I'll send another one. But if the other one comes, then just send it back, or I'll give it to a friend.
No, you see, the thing is, there's one fella, right, and twice his jumpers have been lost in the post, like legitimately lost.
Yeah.
And both times, because we get them, when he orders them, we've like printed them special.
Yeah.
You know, so he'll go, oh, my jumper hasn't turned up, and I go, oh shit, sorry man, I ain't got any more, I'll refund you if you want.
Yeah.
So it happened first time, that was fine. We did another lot, he bought another one, and that one didn't turn up.
Oh, poor guy.
And he was like, this one hasn't turned up either. I was like, oh fuck, Phil, I'm so sorry, mate. And I feel like people think I'm lying, but it's just like, no, it's been shit. Like, cause there was
this is why people are pissed off about when they realise who Knife Club were, because you keep ripping off your fans.
Yeah.
That's
shit, I'm not going to get my t-shirts. All Knife Club merch goes through the TNS machine.
Do you design that?
I did bits. I've done bits for Knife Club.
Did they pay you?
No.
Dicks.
I did the MPF t-shirt this year.
Did you?
Yeah. And I did. They asked me. I felt a bit bad, but people liked it. So they asked me.
Yeah.
And like, do whatever you want. And I think they thought we're going to get an Eliott Verity. We know what we're getting.
Yeah. You've got a definite style.
It's going to be a bit stabby. It's going to be a bit cryy.
Yeah.
It's fine. And I did this like rubber hose style fucking old 1920s Mickey Mouse thing. Mm-hmm. And I sent him that. I was like, tried something different here.
We don't want different.
And then I sent it to Andy, and it showed that he'd read it, and he didn't reply.
Got left on red.
And I was like, oh fuck, they must have hate it. And Andy, he came back about 3 hours later and went, I love it. I was like, for fuck's sake, you could have just said that shit.
I've been crying.
I've been shitting myself. So yeah, I've got an MPF t-shirt this year.
Wicked. Good work, man. That's awesome news. So also, before we move on to the next chapter of the podcast, I want to move on to something very important. Fred Durst.
Freddie D.
So, Fred Durst, as we know, the singer of Limp Bizkit, the greatest band of all time.
The greatest band of all time.
The greatest band of all time. So you and him, best friends, can we say?
I'd say best friends. I'd go as far as saying best friends.
I would, yeah.
Because I've got what has become quite a famous jumper now. Mm-hmm. My special Live, Laugh, Limp Bizkit jumper.
Yeah.
It's this lass in London who does it, and she keeps putting it on stuff, and I keep having to buy it because it's so cool. So I've got a big fucking towel.
There's a guy in Huddersfield who carves wood stuff, and he's made Fletch, who works at Parish, he's made her that on a clock.
Oh, really?
Like a wooden clock, yeah.
That's quite cool.
Yeah, it is. I'll show you a picture in a bit.
So I got this towel, Live, Laugh, Limp Bizkit. I hold it up, and Fred Durst commented on it. 3 fire emojis.
3?
Yeah.
That's more than 1 and 2.
That is more than 1 and 2. And I sent it to the lass who made it, and she was fucking head over heels.
Of course.
And she posted it up saying, Fred Durst approved. I was like,
Perfect,
yeah.
yeah.
I've got that, yeah. But because of how tagging works, he's had to accept me in his message requests. Right? So I got the jumper, Live Laugh Limp Bizkit. I thought, just see. Commented again. And 2 fire emojis this time. He was like,
he likes to flag
but
more.
he's still commenting.
Yeah, at first he was like, that's awesome. And second time he was like,
I've seen it, but
who's making the money off this?
Yeah, not me. And Ben said to me, do you think that's probably not Fred Durst, that's his like publicist or something? And then you see, because if you follow Fred Durst and you see the shit that he posts at like 3 o'clock in the morning, you go, that's definitely Fred Durst.
Yeah, totally.
But I'm thinking now, because I'm in his message requests, when they tour in June.
Yeah, they've just been upgraded to Wembley Arena from Brixton Academy.
Well, I might send a message and go, hey Fred, can I have some guesties for this gig? And then because I'm already in his message request, I think,
that's one of my mates.
that's one of my mates.
Have a AAA.
Have a AAA.
Let's go for some shawarma.
Let's do some shawarma, and what I'll do is I'll have a really arty, cool chat with Wes.
Yeah.
And then I'll talk to DJ Lethal, because he needs some attention.
I booked DJ Lethal once.
I was DJ Lethal.
It was funny.
Yeah.
He's doing a DJ set, and he arrived, but it was really late. He arrived like half an hour before he was due on stage. He was going to be there at 4 p.m, you know. But I put on some other bands, and they were like, fucking hell, yeah, we'll play, because DJ Lethal's going to watch us. No, he's not.
DJ Lethal.
But he turned up with his little bag. I had to get him in his hotel and everything, and he turned up, he was like going, wicked here, so this is the venue, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, before I go on stage, I want the green. I was like, weed? He's like, going, no, the green. He's like, going, I'm sorry, DJ Lethal, I don't know what you mean. Like, Mr. Lethal. Yeah, the money. I said, oh, so I gave him his money, and he went on and DJ'd. You know?
Lethally.
Cool. Then, like, he sat in the venue with me afterwards, and me and a few friends trying on each other's hats, just drinking and drinking and drinking. Ratter's old dog, I gave him a pill and then to disappeared into the night. I found out they went to a strip club next door, and he got back to the hotel at 6:30 in the morning, and then left at 7:30. But yeah, I've still got those pictures going, DJ Lethal.
DJ Lethal.
Yeah.
So the next step is to book Limp Bizkit.
I think that, yeah. Well, if you could have a word with your best mate Fred.
I'll say, look, Freddie D.
Big old Freddie D.
Big old Freddie D.
Yeah.
I've got a gig for you.
Dad vibes. Come on.
It's not Wembley Arena. However,
have you ever been to Huddersfield? Ask DJ Lethal.
Do you remember in the early 90s when you were playing shitholes? It's better than that.
Well, I was going to say, yeah. Hey, there's a Cleopatra strip club still open. You know, you can have a good night. I'll travel on next up.
Ask DJ Lethal.
Yeah. Bring it on. But yeah, good old Fred Durst. Hey, Fred, if you're watching, come and be a guest as well. Lovely to have you on here.
I'll be back on for that one, because me and you are good friends, Fred.
Yeah, busy bits. But now we've talked about music. It's been nice, it's been sexy, it's been a good time. But now we're going to talk about the serious shit in this world. We're going to talk about ghosts. So question number 1.
Yeah.
Eliott, do you believe in ghosts?
No. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. And ghosts are a very exciting thing. They're a very scary thing, and it's something I've got quite an obsession with. So much so, I set up this podcast.
Well,
because I like music and I like ghosts.
It's probably the best vehicle for that. Then.
Yeah. It's a nice way to find out which people I can still consider to be friends. Because my buddy Sam Wood at Black Star Riders, I was like, you should come on the podcast. And I remembered. He's one of those guys, doesn't believe in ghosts. He's like, it's ridiculous. But, he's like that about it. It's like, really, it's ridiculous. I'm like, what do you mean it's ridiculous? It's like, where's the proof? And I'm like, there is loads of proof. Go on YouTube. There's 1 million hours of proof, man. I've seen shit with my eyeballs. But with you, so he can't come on. Stupid Sam.
Fuck him.
Yeah. He doesn't know Fred Durst. Hey, I'm in the band with Scott Gordon. I'm a hero. Yeah,
Who?
Thin Lizzy.
Yeah, I know. I'm just...
Thin Lizzy. Yeah. Then don't even have a DJ.
Phil Emmett dead.
I bet he's a ghost.
Yeah.
But
Imagine that he's side the stage. Like, you don't believe in me, but I'm here.
Yeah, I'd come and have a chat with you if you believe me. You know so. Have you always been a believer in ghosts, a fan of ghosts?
I won't say a fan because they're horrible. Yeah, horrible.
Have you always been terrified of ghosts?
But yeah, I've always been sort of aware. Always been frightened.
Yeah, terrified. Yeah, I mean, I had like an early experience as a child. Like, I must have been one of my earliest memories. My earliest memory is eating tomato soup, and my dad throwing a mouse into a fire.
You can't really make a podcast about that, though.
No. Soup and mice.
That's just the one story.
Yeah,
You're done.
Ta-da!
Have you got any soup on mice stories?
Not tomato. But anyway,
well, this is
true. Tomatoes are the ghosts of now. I remember one night in this old scary little farmhouse. I say farmhouse, it was next to a farm. It was a house, there was a farm near it.
A farm adjacent house?
Well, I'd say the farm was probably about a mile away, to be honest. I don't know why I said a farmhouse.
Not even farm adjacent?
No, it was a farming village.
It was just a house?
Yeah, it was a house. It was a terrace house. But yeah, that house, lots of scary shit seemed to go down, as I've learned in years gone by. Like, my brother used to talk to a man with dogs in his room all the time. My mum used to hear him talking. I remember waking up one night to see a man sitting at the end of the bed just staring at me. That was terrifying. And another night waking up and there was like, turning around and there was a hand on my pillow. It was like a moist hand, I'd say. Moist. I remember screaming. My dad coming in telling me to shut up. But there's a ghost. So since then, I've been terrified of ghosts and I totally believe. What got you terrified of ghosts and made you believe?
So I've always, growing up, like, been just around old buildings.
Yeah.
And that's where they tend to congregate.
Yeah.
The old ghosties.
The old ghosts, yeah.
I mean, first one were... So I went to a school that could...
Me too!
Yeah. That can only be described as a Christian cult, right?
Right.
And it was... The school's its own village.
Yeah.
And there's, like, from fucking nursery right through to upper sixth form, only about 400 kids.
Right.
Like, through the whole system. So it's like small school, everyone knows each other. We went to church every fucking day.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. And there was a church on the premises because it was built around this church. And like the school were established in the fucking 1750s, something like that. So there's like a lot of old shit. And I remember we used to knock around with a girl whose mum was the vicar.
Mm-hmm. So a female vicar. Crazy.
Well,
hey,
very.
What next? Voting.
Very progressive church.
Yeah, it sounds it.
And she used to take us in the church at night and stuff, and it was just fucking. She'd always tell us stories about stuff that she'd heard in there. I remember one night we were pissing about in there, and then all the fucking hymn books just started coming off the pews, just all fell over. So we clearly were very frightened.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So I just ran out and like never went back to fucking church alone. Like we even didn't like going during the day when we had to do the proper service for school. So we'd be trying to tell the teachers there's something in there that we don't like, and they'd all be going, "Yeah, assembly. That's what you don't like." And like, no, there's something in there. So for fucking years we'd be scared of that. But there were a load of stories about stuff happening at the school because half of it. So after school, because this sort of section of the church is quite big in Hong Kong, so we used to get a lot of kids from Hong Kong coming over. So there's like a boarding house for kids from Hong Kong.
Yeah. And
they'd always tell stories about stuff that happened in the boarding house, because the boarding house was in the old part of the school. Yeah. And just all the time there'd be like kids going, "Saw a man hanging last night." And you go, "Oh, that's good."
Just dropping that in a conversation. Yeah, Jesus.
And so there were all sorts of fucking terrifying shit that used to go on there. The thing with it was there was always like the rumour of the Grey Lady, but everywhere's got a fucking Grey Lady.
They do.
So you don't believe in a Grey Lady.
I believe in everything.
But well, okay, there may be some Grey ladies.
Yeah.
Some ladies are grey.
Yeah.
But just not in every fucking old building you go.
No.
Certainly not at the school. But there was definitely something in that school, like in that church.
Yeah.
Because like death. there were a lot of death.
It smelled like death.
Fucking graveyard outside.
They're full of death.
Full of death.
Full of death, yep.
And it was just that night when everything came off the fucking pews, just terrifying.
That does not sound nice at all.
No.
Yeah, fuck ghosts, man.
Fuck ghosts.
Why are we doing this? We're asking for it. You know, Jesus Christ. I made a terrible mistake. I was saying to someone earlier, I don't know if you've listened to any of these podcasts, but I've got a ghost in my house. Don't like it. Lots of people in the bathrooms and stuff. But this week it upped it. It turned the hobs on.
Oh, shit.
While I was out with the dog. And it wasn't me. Because I didn't turn the hobs on. It was morning.
Was there a fire?
No, it was electric hobs.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but it was just making red glow, which it sucked, man. It proper sucked. But
especially with fucking price of gas and electric now.
Exactly right. Oh, no, I'm on a good deal with Scottish Power till Christmas, 92 quid a month, and then the government give me 67 quid back. So it's like, hey, cheap as fuck. So I've had the hot tub and the heating on constantly. Doors open. I don't care. Yeah, so that sucks. But it seems like throughout my life I've lived in some pretty haunted places. I mean, we lived in a house in Almondbury, and I've told stories about that house before, like my brother Chris having an asthma attack and being woken up by what he thought was my mother, but it wasn't. It was someone else, because my mum was like, "Put me, I want to let you choke." But like. My mum will say once she heard a noise in the attic, so she went up thinking my dad was up there. When she got there, it was not my dad. It was another person. My dad was across at the allotment. Was it an allotment? I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So things happened in that house. You know, it was a scary place. And it's like what I like about ghosts is a lot of people have ghost stories, and the people who tell you these ghost stories are people who are not liars.
Yeah.
Who you wouldn't expect to tell you a ghost story. Like, I don't know about you. Have you had people come up and tell you good ghost stories and shit?
Oh, yeah, loads. It's, there's this lass that I know, and she's
a ghost.
Is a ghost.
Oh. I'm going to be sick.
She had one in her house, and it was the same sort of deal with yours. Like, it just locked people in rooms and stuff.
Yeah.
And she'd always get really upset and like ring me on a night, because sometimes it'd be like stupid shit. She'd be like, it won't let me in the bathroom cupboard and I really need to get in there because my fucking makeup's in there or whatever.
Yeah.
But then sometimes like it'd be like, I'd get called at like 2 a.m. It'd be like, it grabbed me, and you're like, oh fuck, and stuff like that. But she always had wild ones, like fucking, because she got kids, the toys moving and all sorts.
Oh no, I don't like that. You know, leave the toys out of it. It's like, kids attract ghosts, man. Kids are
Grab camera, isn't it?
Yeah, but kids attract ghosts, man. Yeah, I totally believe it. It seems like, you know, they're susceptible to it. Like, I was watching a documentary about, because this is what fucking dweeb I am, about, what they called?
Black Eyed
Conjuring, no, not Black Eyed Children, that's a whole different scary story. About the Conjuring films.
Yeah.
And they were saying, you know, they were playing actual footage of when the ghost was talking to the little girl. He's like, yeah, it's my house, yeah. It's fucking freaky. And they're saying, you know, why won't you do it through the mother? And he's like, because the mother's too old. Non's ghost. You know?
Ain't no ghost.
Yeah, it's just like, but kids, yeah, they suck. This is why kids suck. They just attract ghosts all the time.
I mean, she used to tell me stuff about the kids, just like, the classic, oh, I can see so-and-so, and like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
So like, she sent me videos of him just going, oh, the man in the corner, and then she'll like go to her face like, I don't want to be anymore. But it's like stuff like that.
Oh man, I was watching ghost videos on YouTube, and there's an awful one of like these two little kids, and the mum's filming them eating the dinner and stuff like that. And one of the little girls is just looking behind her at all times, just turning around looking like petrified.
Oh, she starts.
Yeah,
she does start bawling.
Yeah, starts crying. And
runs
then,
away.
Yeah, and then the other little girl's like laughing, and then looks in this corner, and then just screams and just belts out as well, going, what was in that fucking dark room? But my dog, he's a bastard for it. Like, he's going a bit senile. He's like 14, but like he'll be growling at 3 a.m. He'll be in his bedroom because he's got his own bedroom, you know. He's a good
dog.
Yeah. So I'll be like, oh, what's up with me? He wants to go out or something. So I walk into the room and I'll turn the light on and he's just there growling at the corner of the room, just staring. I'm like, bear. He's just like, I'm like, bear. I have to clap him. He turns around and goes, like, oh, hey, how you doing? And just toodles out. It's like, don't bring that fucking bad voodoo on me.
Well, this is, I mean, I'm convinced there's something in my house at the moment.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, tell me why. Tell me why.
So when I moved in, right, we got, it's one of them old fucking industrial terrace houses, like 3 floors and a cellar. And in the cellar, there's like this, loads of shit, just like your normal cellar shit.
Yeah.
And then there's like this separate room in there that's always fucking moist, and there's a sheet on the floor, and there's just nothing in it. And owner's left a loads of stuff in all the other bits of the cellar, just nothing in there. And so when we moved in, we were like, that's a bit freaky. We'll do something about that, though. And then just over years, you know, you'll get like fucking knocks and stuff, and people, you can hear people walking about. And it's like, when I used to live with my ex, it was fine because we had each other.
Yeah.
But now I'm on my own.
Yeah.
I'm fending for myself. So the amount of times I'm having to put fucking lights on in the middle of the night and just go, you know, I'm just going to sleep with the light on tonight because that's safe.
Yeah.
And then a few months ago, something fucking weird happened, and it were, so years ago when she lived in, we had this Halloween mirror, right? And it one of them that's got like a little sensor on it, and you walk past and like a witch appears in it.
Oh, yeah.
And it was fine, funny for a bit.
Haha, yeah.
Switched it off, fucking put it in a corner, like it ended up behind a bookcase or something. Didn't think about it for fucking years. A couple of months ago, apropos of nothing, about 7 o'clock in the evening, it just started going off. And like at first, I fucking shit myself. I was like, what the fuck is that laughing?
Yeah, that's not cool at all.
And then went into it's in the dining room, and then I was like, oh, it's just that mirror. Like, obviously it's been knocked on.
Yep.
Cat's been at it, and she's gone past it. Pulled it out, turned it around, it's off. And it just keeps coming on and laughing at me. So I get really fucking like upset about it and just throw it back in the corner, and I go outside for a cig and I ring my mate. I'm like, the mirror's laughing at me.
Are you okay?
And she goes, what? I said, the mirror. And she said, you having a breakdown? I was like, no. I explained. When I explained it, she's like, oh, that's weird. I was like, I can still hear it going off, and it's still fucking going off.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's not good. I was like, oh, no, it's not fucking good.
Has he got batteries?
I've got batteries.
I'm taking them out?
Yeah.
Because if it goes off then,
So
move.
I went back in, off button's still off, took the batteries out, left it, and I'm on the phone, so I was like, what do I do? Luckily, she's a bit of a fucking spiritual lady.
Right,
She's like, right, here's what you need to do. You need to go buy some sage, you need to go buy these candles specifically, like, you know, the prayer candles, and she's talking me through everything. So I'm writing it all down, and I said, right, I'll ring you in a few days. Ordered it off Amazon. You know, because that's where you get all your fucking spiritual.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Okay, I've rung her up, and she's talking me through all this stuff to ward off evil stuff in the house. And she's like, I should sort you. I was like, cool, and there was nothing for months, and I've started hearing like knocks and fucking footsteps again. So I had to ring her and go, you said this would fix it.
Why did you lie to me?
Why have you lied?
More than one ghost.
More than one ghost. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good, man. Have you thought about throwing this mirror away?
I mean,
Or burying it?
I have, but I haven't done that.
All I'm saying...
Because it just wasn't an issue for years, and it was just
but
all
now
of a
it
sudden-
is.
And because it was a couple of months ago, guess what it was outside at 7 o'clock? Fucking dark, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And because gas and electric's on, I didn't have any lights on.
Just candlelight, walking through like you're all dressed in
I mean, I put the lights on.
your night dress. Oh, the mirror's laughing again.
It was just fucking horrible. Like, my house is more than 100 years old. Like, really old house. And, like, I've no doubt something's in there.
It sounds like it's getting stronger, and it's going to take over you.
Well, if I wake up dead,
Oh God, that'd be awful.
I could be your first ghost on the
You could? Oh my God! Well, you know, I mean, Yeah, do something about that shit, man.
Yeah, well, I've got all my fucking special stuff that she's told me about now. My special stones.
Special stones?
Yeah, like fucking... See, I've never really been a crystal girl.
But you do come across as one.
An Instagram crystal girl. And so she's like, oh, you need this one, you need that one, you need this one. And I'm like, okay, and I'm buying them all. And like, the lady who sent them through sent me a special card, and she's like, oh, this one's for Joy, and this one's for this, and this one's for this. I was like, this lady on this card has told me it's for Joy and stuff. And she's like, yeah, because she's trying to sell them. Let me tell you what they're about. So
she does the real shit.
Yeah. So I've got all these stones and special candles and fucking sage and all sorts.
I mean, I have conkers all over the place. Because conkers, spiders, just as bad, just as scary. Don't like conkers. And when I read that, honestly, just like, conkers everywhere, under my pillow, in my butt.
You know what's really good for spiders? I know this isn't a spider podcast, but if you get some lemon juice and dilute it in water and just spritz it on all the surfaces.
You can buy it from Wilco's and that sort of stuff. My mum bought it once.
They don't like it. Lavender for flies. Have you thought about this for the podcast? Just keeping insects out.
Well, here I know something about
tangible things.
You want to hear a crazy fact about flies?
Yeah, go for it.
You know how bees produce honey? Mm-hmm. Flies do something similar, but they produce marmite. Fact.
I don't think that was true.
It's true, man. It's true.
Flies produce marmite.
Yep. Yeah, marmite comes from flies.
It's a yeast extract.
A fly yeast extract.
There's a fly over there.
Yeah, it's not true. It's not true at
not
all,
true.
man. No, sorry, that was a lie.
Horrible.
I was just trying to impress you with my knowledge. And
You could have said fly honey or something. You could have made it realistic. But you went marmite.
Marmite is fly honey.
Mikey does write the parish quiz.
But anyway, back to ghosts. Bastards. That's what I'm saying. If there's any ghosts in this garage, I'm sorry, not you. You're a good dude. But my brother Chris, he's always been like pretty susceptible to ghosts. And I remember he had a pub in Halifax years ago called the Plummet Line, and that was, I lived there for about a month once, and it an old hotel back in the day, so I had a whole floor to myself. I never felt safe.
Yeah.
You know, there was just something fucking creepy about the place.
Just unnerving.
Yeah. You just like there's this sense of dread at all points in the pit of your stomach. Sorry?
It was you, brother.
Oh, probably. But I'd always have the I'd sleep with the light on and everything like that. You know, masturbate till I pass out. You know, so I could sleep and stuff. But they had a lot of weird shit happen in that place. He was saying they had like a phone between the floors, and he was behind the bar once, and he was the only person in the building, and the phone rang, and he was like, and he picked it up, and he could just hear something really quiet, like almost talking, like he was the only person in the whole place, which straight away not a good thing to happen. Another time he was in the living room with a bunch of mates, and they were watching a film and having some drinks, and a framed picture came off the wall and just launched itself at my brother's head. I mean, if you've met Chris, you'd do the same, you know. And then it's saying, I think somebody was staying there with him one night, and all the doors, because ex-hotel had like locks on, so we went in, locked the door, and went to sleep. In the night, they woke up to somebody running around the room, trying to open the window and trying to open the door. Right. So, like, sat up, going, no fucking going on. Nobody there then. So, eventually, after a while, he got his ex-girlfriend's dad to come over, because he's like a vicar, to exercise the place. And he was doing his prayers. As he was doing the prayers, they could hear over all the 4 floors, all the doors and all the rooms slamming shut throughout the whole place. And I would have just left that place.
Well, this is it.
Burnt it to the ground.
So, because I had a pub for a bit in Bradford, and people always said there was something there, but I never experienced anything there. But it's a lot of these old pubs.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of thing.
Yeah, big time.
But, like, because we'd have girls, like, who wouldn't go in the cellar because they you know...
Sorry, sir.
Twice you've done that.
Yeah.
because there was something down there, so you'd have to go in the cellar for them. And like, I worked there for 4 years. I lived there for 2. And I never experienced anything there, but like everyone who came into work was like, oh, there's something wrong with your cellar. And then like by the end of it, it was only me who was going down in the cellar because everyone was fucking terrified.
Work shy.
Yeah, I think I might have been it. But I mean, because pub were built in 1850s or something like that, and there were like stories of people dying in there because it were the same sort of thing. It used to be an old hotel.
Yeah.
And all regulars would come in and go, oh, have you told you? And you'd listen to these stories, and part of you's thinking, well, I wish this would happen, but it didn't happen to me. Just like everyone else.
Well, I used to run a pub with my mate Kerry, and we had the flat above the pub, which was in a high-rise block of flats with like the biggest scumbags in Huddersfield. I basically lived in a high-rise flat, mate, for a bit. It was like, wasn't nice. You could hear all smackheads and stuff. I mean, once I took Bear for a walk, and a homeless guy would sometimes sleep under the stairs by the fire exits. And Bear went, the only one Bear was Axel, my old dog. Oh, R.I.P. Axel. Axel walked down, and I saw him eating something. It was a human shit.
Oh.
I was like going, get it out of your mouth. I'm not going to open your mouth, you know. Yeah, so, but that, I digress. But back to that place. That was a creepy place. It wasn't nice at all. But I remember one night, this is how shit this place was. My bedroom didn't have a door. You know, it wasn't the nicest place. But I remember Kerry shouting me going, Mike, what are you doing? I was like, I'm in bed. He's like, what do you mean? You know, I've just seen you. He said he was sat in the living room watching TV, and past the living room door, a man just walked past. Wasn't me. I was asleep. But he's like, you're clear as day, a man just walked straight past the door.
Fucking hell.
Fuck that. Fuck that. Do you want to see a ghost picture?
Yes, always.
Right. I show this every single guest. I never show the people at home because I'm cruel. So
because you don't want to scare them.
I don't, I do. But
it's not like the fucking Ring, is it? That's why you're not showing people.
Yeah.
Oh, you're only showing people.
It's like that other film where you bang them and give them the curse. So shit's gonna get weird in a minute. But everyone who's listened to this has heard the story 1,000 times. My buddy from this band, The Attack.
No, I cannot explain it.
Oh.
Yeah. This band, The Attack, great American street punk band. I was out in Florida last year and hanging out with him. He didn't used to be a believer. Oh no, we got a fucking bargain, man. Honestly, 2 weeks in Florida, 500 quid for flights and hotels.
That's not bad. I give you that.
And Brad used to be the manager at Disneyland, so we had free tickets for all the parks. So it was like it was the best.
The ghost of bargains past.
But yeah, he did not used to be a believer in ghosts. He stayed in a haunted hotel, messages missus doing like video chats like, oh, I'm in this haunted hotel, blah blah blah. She went, stop. Took a screenshot, sent it back to him. He's pulling a stupid face because he's like, but once he saw this picture, he was like, he's now a believer. Would you like to see the picture?
Yep.
Here you go.
Oh, Jesus.
In it.
Oh, I don't like that.
You say it's the microphone.
I don't like this. This is actually horrendous.
Isn't it? Like the first time I saw it, honestly, I was freaked out. Every hair went up and stuff.
Oh, no, I don't. Yeah, I've got.
Yeah, to be fair, like.
And the more you look at it, the more you zoom in. Like you can almost make out.
Definition on that.
Yeah, you can make out other shit around it as well. It's like
my testicles have gone right up in me.
So,
I don't like it. No.
Yeah, it's probably the scariest ghost picture I've ever seen.
Yeah, those are the worst ones, and because I'm, you know me, I'm quite down with the kids.
Yeah. That's what they say.
I know what's cool.
Yeah, I'm in a 50s rock and roll band.
Apparently, I don't know what's cool. A 21-year-old girl at work the other week said I was chuggy.
What?
Yeah, right. So this is the thing. I was like, what does this mean? Mm-hmm. And she was like, just a bit of a fucking fogey, like not cool. And I was like, why is this? And she's like, well, you wear skinny jeans and you do all this.
I wear skinny jeans.
You know all the stuff that was cool when we were...
Yeah.
Not cool anymore.
A fat pants back.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
Big fucking...
Yeah, boy.
Because she had these big fucking mosher jeans on. I was like, I've had the big mosher jeans.
I remember telling my mum when she used to go on about my big fat pants, my mosher jeans. I remember saying to her once, going, I don't think, Mum, that I will ever stop wearing super baggy jeans and I will never stop smoking weed. Here I am in some skinny blue jeans.
And now you don't even smoke in front of your mum.
Don't smoke weed. I haven't smoked weed in years. It got too strong. I used to like resin.
See, this is why we're chuggy. But this is beside the point. So, because I'm down with the kids and not chuggy, I'm very cool.
Chuggy.
And with it, chuggy. Chuggy.
Is that
Chuggy.
with a T or a CH?
CHEUGY.
Chuggy.
Are the offspring still cool?
No,
Offspring never cool.
I'll have to ask my
Chuggy friend. Chuggy friend.
my youth correspondent, this young girl at work. Anyway, because I'm really cool and down with the kids, I got right into TikTok.
Are you a TikTok boy?
I'm a TikTok boy, and they've got fucking videos and stuff like that. And like, because I watch it, because I use it when I'm in bed, right? So it was like,
I use porn.
Fucking, well, you know. You do your porn and you want someone to fall asleep, so it's about midnight. You just get all these fucking freaky videos, like unexplained pictures, and you go, it's gonna be one of them shit, and it's stuff like that picture where it's like, I cannot explain this, but it's really fucking dark, and because they put some spooky music on it, I feel sick.
Yeah, it's not nice, man. I mean, my buddy Johnny Sellers he'll talk about a lot of this because we always talk about sending each other ghost videos. He sent me something from Ghost of UK today, which was this one, which freaked me out.
Oh no! See, I don't eat.
It's not nice, is it? Man,
That's the same ghost.
No, this one's in England. Yeah, but that was picked up by their house CCTV.
You're saying the ghost can't, like, travel?
No.
Don't have passports.
Yes! We're so in sync.
You finish it.
But, Eliott, I won't keep you too much longer. You got any more ghost stories you want to tell me here today?
I think I've done them all.
You told me some good ones.
I wish
You've gone longer than Piper.
I wish I had more. I wish I had more from the pub, but alas, nothing happened.
Yeah,
and when I was growing up, before we went to the cult, before I was indoctrinated, we just lived in just a new build, so no ghosts in there. Yeah. So no.
Well, okay. Well, last major question for you. Would you, Eliott, fuck a ghost?
Would I fuck a ghost?
Or let a ghost make love to you?
I wouldn't let a ghost make love to me. For a start. Would I?
You had your Boris Johnson point then.
Would I fuck a ghost? So when I was growing up, you know when you're young, you're just becoming sort of sexually aware.
I became sexually aware very young. I'll tell you a story after this one, to be honest.
You've watched your first episode of Saved by the Bell, and you've seen Kelly Kapowski, just it's unlocked so many...
Jesse Spanner.
And then you get some weird dreams.
Yeah, Lisa Turtle.
I have very distinct weird dreams of, like, vampires and zombies and stuff, where you wake up feeling... Yeah. And you know what? I wasn't against it, so I think I would fuck a ghost.
Yeah.
You already have.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, because Kesha's fucked on. She loved it. Like, and, you know, Kesha doesn't lie.
Kesha doesn't lie.
That's going to be my next t-shirt I make. But yeah, so yeah, there it is, people. Eliott would.
I would fuck a ghost.
Yeah, and good for you, man.
It would be really weird because I'd suddenly feel like I'm fucking 12 again and everything's really confusing. I've got all these fucking...
I've got a funny feeling in my willy and my wee came out a funny colour and I got all dizzy. Yeah.
I'll ring you after. Yeah. Mike, I've had a very confusing experience.
But I liked it. Well, there you go, people. Eliott would fuck a ghost. He does believe in ghosts. He has some righteous bands. Go see Nosebleed. Go see Nightclub. Go buy the new Nosebleed album because it's very good indeed.
I've got a new Knife Club album coming out.
Have you?
Imminently as well.
No, what's it called?
Our Club, Our Rules.
Nice. You'll probably piss off some people with that.
Yeah, already have.
That's my boy. But yeah, thank you for joining me. Next week on the podcast we have TJ from Martyr Soul Preachers, which we've already recorded before you got here. Check out his corpse print, you'll like it. But yeah, thank you for joining us on Gigs and Goes podcast this week. This has been Eliott. It's the start of season 2. Thank you to our barman Callum.
Hello, everybody.
And we'll see you next time. Spooky.
Bye.
Comedy comes in threes, ladies and gentlemen.